Hello, and this is Charles Edward here, and today I will be doing my first Magic the Gathering deck tech. The name of this deck is called Boros Aggro, and it is the deck that I use to win many FNMs. If you want to see if you have any suggestions on the deck, please say so in the comments, and I'll take them to consideration. So first we are going to start with the mana base, because without mana you can't do anything in Magic. So first, with our dual land, we have Clifftop Retreats. We are running two of them, and you can tap them for one red or white, and it enters the battlefield unless you control a mountain or plains. Well, it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain or plains, which is really good. I really need to get my hands on more of them. They did stop printing Innistrad, so the only real way I'm going to be able to get them is by getting the Boros event deck, which does cost $30, so I do have to save up a bunch of money just to get two more of these. $60. So yeah, it does come with a Silverblade Paladin, which I really need to get for my deck. So yeah. Next, our other dual land is Sacred Foundry. It comes. You tap it to add red or white to your mana pool, and as it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life, and if you don't, it comes in tapped. So these are called Shocklands. They come in tapped unless you pay life. Sometimes it's really good, even if you pay 2 life. At other times, it's just ridiculous. But they are really good. I do like Clifftop Retreats more, but these are just more reliable in your opening hand if you need to get that play on, and you don't control, like, first turn, if you don't control anything and you only have Sacred Foundries and Clifftop Retreats in your hand, then it is good to play Sacred Foundry first if you do need to play something first turn. Well, and since it's aggro, you probably will need to. So it is reliable in that part. So we are running 2 of these. So total of 4 dual lands. Next up, we have a utility land, Slayer's Stronghold, and it's just a normal land from African Restored. You tap 1 and add 1 to your mana pool, and then you pay 1 red, a white, and tap this, and then target creature gains +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste until end of turn, which is really good because you can give slow-moving creatures haste the turn you play them, which is amazing, and they do double the attack. Next up, we have only our basic lands. We have mountains. You tap in, you get 1 red mana, and we are running 8 of these. So. And then we are running plains. We are running 9 of them. Just 1 more than the mountain because we need them more. Because we do have more double white than double red. And we do have 9 of them. And you tap them for white mana. Pretty simple. There's the lands. We have a total of 21 different lands. And then next, we do have our creatures. First up, our 1 white drop is Dryad Millions. It is 1 green or white, but it's really good. If an instant or sorcery card would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead, which is really good against flashback and against like Tameo and such. It totally cuts out its ultimate, and so yeah. And the only reason I am playing this is, 1, it is white and it is playable. It's a 2/1, and it's really good because it's the only creature that can play on first turn that is an automatic 2. So it is really good. Next up, we do have Stormcook. Oh yeah, and I am running 4 Dryad Millions before I forget. Next, we are doing Stormcook Noble, and for 1 mana, you play a 1/1 that can't be blocked by humans, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. It can get tough really quick, especially if you play it first turn and then second turn, like a Dryad Milliant or a Goblin, something else. I got Legion Loyalist, which has haste, which is amazing. So it can, and especially it's good against mirror match because boros is mostly humans. Even though all our 1-drops are not humans, but mostly everything else is. So target, it gets +1. It can get big really quick. We are only running 3 of these because I need to get more, because I accidentally traded my other 2 to a Rakdos player. So yeah. Next we have Legion Loyalist. It's a 1 red, 1/1 of haste and battalion. Battalion, the effect, what it does is when that creature with battalion and at least 2 other creatures attack, then a thing will happen. For this, when that happens, all creatures get first strike, trample, and cannot be blocked by creature tokens. So it does totally shut out. Right now, we've totally shut out all flashback decks, and now we just totally destroyed all tokens decks because we are running aggro, so we probably do not want to block most of the time, which is our main plan. Next, we do finally go to the 2-drops. We have Astuliets, which is a human warrior for 2 red, and it has first strike and haste, which is really good. And whenever a player casts a spell from a graveyard, it deals 3 damage to that player. So we can side out our Dryad Millions if we want them to get dealt a bunch of damage. If we just want to punish them for playing flashback. And we do have 3 of these, so we will see them often, and we will punish them a lot for doing that. Next up, we have the 1 red, 1 white boros superstores, Wilter Carbiners. They are 3/2 for 2, and they have Battalion of First Strike, which is really good. We are only running 2 of these because we had to get rid of them to play some other great cards later on. So, yeah. I would play more of these if I could, but yeah. Next, we go into our 3-drops, which we barely have any of. We only have 5, like 2-drops. We have Skynet Legionnaire. It's a 2/2 for 3 with flying and haste. It is definitely playable, and it's really good in this form in standard right now, because there is always a chance that they do not have flyers, and there is always a chance that they don't have creatures with reach. And even if they do, you might just risk killing it because sacrificing your Skynet Legionnaire just to activate some battalions, which will be really good. Next, for last 3-drop, we are running 2 of these. Boros Reckoner. It is for 3 red or white mana. You get a Minotaur Wizard that's 3/3, which is definitely a bear, which is normally a bear. But what it does is, whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to a creature or player, which is really good because it totally shuts down Thragtusk, because if you block Thragtusk with a Boros Reckoner, then you just got rid of its token and the Thragtusk. I am just surprised these aren't mythic rares and just normal rares, because they are seen play in a bunch of decks. I saw a Naya saw blue, black, white flash deck splashing red. No, sorry. Blue, it was a Naya deck, and they splashed in red for 4 Boros Reckoners and a Kessing Wolf one, and it destroyed everyone. So, you can give it first strike for 1 red or white. Oh, whoops. Dang it. Yeah. So I just dropped some of the cards that I will have to pick up later. First, though, we will be doing our next creatures, which are 4 drops. And they are Firemane Avengers, which are 3 thieves for 4 with flying and battalion of deal 3 damage, and you gain 3 life. So it's like Extort, except you could do it every turn just by attacking with at least 3 creatures. And, well, at least 2 creatures in this. So, it's really good. Again, it is seeing a lot of play in decks. Next is our All-Stars. Thing that wins games in our deck is, and also our last creature, Spark Troopers. For 1 generic, 2 red, and a white, you get a 6/1 creature with Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. And at the beginning of the end step, you sacrifice Spark Trooper. At first, I really hated this card, just for the fact that you sacrificed it. Like, it would have been way better if you didn't have to sacrifice it, and I understand why they didn't do that, because then everyone would be playing it. Like, it would be the next Thragtusk right under Boros Reckoner, because Boros Reckoner can shut down anything, really any creature, just by getting it blocking or attacking that creature. So it's just really good. And that is it for our creatures. Now to go for instants and sorceries. But first, before that, we have a Planeswalker, which is a Johnny Caller of the Pride. He is a Planeswalker with starts with 4 loyalty points. For his +1, puts a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. A target creature gains flying and double strike until end of turn for -3, and -8 put X 2/2 white cat creature tokens onto the battlefield, where X is your life total. So if you keep on doing the Spark Troopers thing, you can do the -8 and get like 28 to like 35 2/2 cats, which is amazing, and it could instantly make your opponent scoop. Next, we are running 4 of these balls charm. It's 1 red and 1 white, and you can choose one of these. Deals 4 damage to target player. Permanents you control indestructible this turn. Or target creature gains double strike until end of turn, which is really good. Because there is a combo I like to do with some creatures with Boros Charm or a Johnny Caller of the Pride. And both of them are just really... Boros Charm is just amazing. Next we have Skullcrack, which is really good. For 1 generic and 1 red, players can't gain life this turn, and damage can't be prevented. And then also Skull Crack deals 3 damage to target player, which is good. It's good because it totally shuts down Naya life gain with a Restoration Angel and a Thragtusk. Because we can just do a Skull Crack and they gain no damage whatsoever. And then next, for last spell in our main deck is Brimstone Volley. We are running 3 of these. For 2 generic and 1 red, it deals 3 damage to a creature or player. Or, if a creature died this turn, then it does 5 damage instead, which is really good. It's really great removal. Like if you sacrifice the Sky Knight Legionnaire or something to activate that, you can just use the Brimstone Volley to destroy anything. It's just an amazing removal spell. Like Boros Charm is just an amazing overall spell. So we are done with the main deck. Now we are going to the sideboard. And we sideboard a lot of different things. First, we sideboard Arrows of Justice. We are running 4 of these. For 2 generic and 1 red or white, it deals 4 damage to your attacking or blocking creature. Which means that it's just a really good card, because if we're against another aggro deck, we can just totally shut down most of their creatures. Like Spark Trooper, we can just we can destroy it right when it's attacking, and it can't gain life or anything. It's just an amazing card to side in against other aggro decks. Next is the creature, or Frontline Medics. A 3/3 for 3. And it has Battalion of Indestructible. And you can sacrifice Frontline Medic and counter a target spell with X in its mana cost, unless its controller pays 3. Which means if they accidentally do a Speaks of Revelations for like 10 and all they have is 12 lands, we can just do that and then just stop it. It's a really good card. You are getting rid of Indestructible every time you attack by getting rid of that, but it can mean a game if you don't. Next, next we have a Silverblade Paladin. For 1 generic and 2 white, you can Soulbound a 2/2. And as long as it's paired with another creature, both creatures have double strike, which is amazing. So, another one of card in our sideboard is Riders of Gavony. It's a 2 generic for 2 white, and it has Vigilance 3/3, and enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type, and then humans creatures you control have protection from creatures that chosen type. It is a really amazing card with Silverblade Paladin. Next is like our All-Star, wins games by himself. Not much people like him, but it is Gideon, Champion of Justice. The reason he is so good is because of his 0. Because of all the combos you can do with double strike and flying and +1s, we can easily get him to do 20 to 40 damage every turn, which is just amazing. And it's really hard to kill him because every turn, unless you destroy all of their creatures, then you get at least +1/+1 every turn. Well, just +1 every turn. And against aggro decks, you get like +10 every turn, and you can easily get 100 counters on him if you just survive for 10 turns without them blocking, without them killing him. And that is amazing because then you can just automatically win the game. Because if you're against Rakdos, they have Unleashed. They cannot block this. They cannot block anything. And he's just really good because you can do -3 on the Johnny and give it flying and double strike. So usually what I do is I get him up to 6, and then I deal 12 damage every turn with a Johnny. Because by the time I get Gideon now, I have a Johnny at probably 7 or 8, and I'm not going to use his -8 just to kill him or risk him dying because he is really good. So the combo of a Johnny and Gideon is just a really good combo. Not much people like him, but I like him a lot. Next, a 2 of is a sorcery, Captain's Call, for 3 generic and 1 white. Put 3 white 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Nothing too exciting. Just put 3 1/1s on the field, which is really good. And then lastly, for 5 mana, which is a lot, is a really good removal spell, Angelic Edict. We are running 3 of these. You exile target creature or enchantment, which is really good. So, yeah. That was my deck tech of boros, aggro, and remember the all-stars of this deck is a Johnny Call of the Pride, Spark Trooper, and lastly, Gideon, Champion of Justice. And that was our deck tech, so please comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you do have any suggestions on things to add to the deck, I know I am probably going to take out the Captain's Call for more Riders Gavney or Silverblade Paladins. And I'm really trying to get the more Stormcloak Nobles and all those, and the dual lands. So don't really add those because I already am trying to get them. Well, say if I should add a different creature instead of one creature or something, then please tell me, and I'll see if it will work. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.